In 1932, Mexican artist David Alfaro Siqueiros was commissioned to paint a mural on the second story of the Italian Hall on Olvera Street in downtown Los Angeles. The mural he was asked to paint was to depict a romanticized view of tropical America as a land of plenty. But Siqueiros, a Mexican political activist and revolutionary artist, instead painted a scene of Maya ruins with a central crucified Indian figure. A North American eagle looms above him, while two sharpshooters take aim at the eagle from a nearby rooftop. The mural, América Tropical, was controversial from the moment it was unveiled. The portion of it that could be seen from Olvera Street was whitewashed within a year. By the end of the decade, the entire mural had been whitewashed. In the decades that followed, the mural was neglected and largely forgotten. Visitors to Olvera Street passed beneath it, unaware that this monumental work by one of the great Mexican artists of the 20th century was just a few steps away. In the late 1960s, as the whitewash peeled away from América Tropical, the mural was rediscovered, and it soon became a touchstone for the Chicano mural movement. In the early 1990s, the Getty Conservation Institute and the City of Los Angeles conceived a comprehensive project to conserve, protect, and make publicly accessible América Tropical.
It was really important in this project that, in addition to paying attention to the conservation of the mural itself, that we protected it from the elements, that we provided opportunities for public access and opportunities for the interpretation of the mural and its history and the many stories that could be told. And also, very importantly, was the need to secure ongoing stewardship of the mural to ensure that it's safe and secure and that access is retained for future generations.
The design and implementation of the multidisciplinary project lasted over 20 years and involved a large team of scientists, engineers, architects, archaeologists, documentation specialists, and conservators. In 1990, the Institute worked with Mexican conservator Agustin Espinosa and his team on the first phase of conservation. The mural was cleaned, loose plaster was reattached, and large areas of the tar staining the base of the mural were removed. During the early part of the project, comprehensive scientific study and documentation of the mural were also conducted. Extensive planning was necessary for the construction required to protect the mural over the long term.
This project presented a number of quite complex architectural and structural challenges, as well as the conservation challenges to the mural itself. The fact that we were attempting to construct an 80-foot long shelter on the second story of an existing historic building, which is not able to bear the weight of such a structure, was complex in itself and required some quite sophisticated structural engineering. In addition to that, the shelter itself is an unashamedly contemporary structure, and yet it sits within the historic context of the streetscape of Olvera Street and El Pueblo generally, an area that has its own very particular character and quality.
The most recent phase of conservation was carried out in the summer of 2012.
The aim of the conservation treatment is to stabilize the mural and conserve it, retaining the traces of authenticity and the artist's hand.
The 2012 conservation work was a culmination of the efforts begun 2 decades earlier.
Now, 20 years later, the GCI is performing the final phase of conservation, which includes, again, another surface cleaning to remove all of the surface accumulation.
In addition to cleaning, conservation included filling in plaster in areas of loss, Remnants of the original tar and the residual tar staining along the base of the wall were removed. The project team also identified loose areas of plaster that were then reattached using injection grouting.
Some detached plaster here. Yeah, it's hollow here. I think we will want to grout here. Down below it's pretty well attached. And there are lots of little detachments.
The conservation project was designed to preserve América Tropical, but not restore it to its original appearance. That approach would have required repainting a majority of the mural, thus erasing traces of its history. Because we lack color documentation of the mural from the time it was painted, it is impossible to replicate the colors. It would be equally impossible to replicate the hand of the original artist. Nevertheless, the conservative conservation approach taken did allow for limited in-painting of damaged areas that significantly improved the legibility of the mural.
The reintegration does not aim to restore the mural to its original colors, but really to bring a harmony and a continuity where possible by doing the least amount of in-painting.
By skillfully connecting bits of remaining color, the conservation team preserved the mural's history while re-establishing its iconography and artistic integrity. A critical part of the conservation project was the creation of the América Tropical Interpretive Center, located in the historic Sepulveda House. The center's exhibits explore the mural as a part of the city's history, as a political statement, as a monument of the Mexican mural movement, and as a significant influence on mural artists in Los Angeles. From the center's rooftop, visitors are able to view for themselves the only remaining public mural in Los Angeles, painted by Siqueiros. As part of the conservation program, the GCI will monitor the condition of the mural on a regular basis for 10 years to determine if any further deterioration is occurring. Today, after years of dedicated effort, visitors to Olvera Street, now and in the future, can bear witness to both the history and the artistic achievement that can be found in América Tropical.